Out of the 96 returning shinies in the Scarlet and Violet DLC, we've already nabbed 60. Now, let's wrap it up. I'm Luca Pietro, and this is the grand finale of catching every returning shiny Pokemon in the Teal mask. The Teal mask introduced 3 completely new non-legendary Pokemon, 2 of which being the regional fakes of Sinistea and Polteageist, that being Polchageist and Sinistcha. Like their Galarian counterparts, they have a rare 1 in 100 form. Now, I'm not insane, so there's no reason for me to even try hunting this. Unless Game Freak gave us a chance to find a Poltergeist outbreak that only spawns Artisan form Poltergeist, making this hunt a lot easier. But wait, how does one identify an Artisan form Poltergeist? This little stamp right here. But that isn't the worst part. What is an actual crime is this Pokemon's shiny. 1, the color change is there, but it's sad. 2, this Pokemon is too small. And 3, Scarlet and Violet lighting. It took me more than 2 hours, but this shiny finally appeared before me. The next morning, I was determined to hunt another, and after another 2 hours, I got it. This hunt was painful, but I'm glad it's over, and just in time before the outbreaks reset. Now, time for a less stressful hunt. Just kidding. So, we all know that Poliwag shiny is not everybody's favorite, and Scarlet and Violet's lighting makes every single Poliwag look shiny. And we're gonna need 4 of these things, so things are gonna be a little rough. Luckily, there's a cave that fixes the lighting issue, and I had an outbreak in this exact spot. But the spawns here suck. Only like 4 to 5 spawned at a time, so I needed some good luck. And good luck I received. In 2 sandwiches, I found not 1, not 2, but 3 shiny Poliwag. But unfortunately, the day switched over and the outbreak ended. This Poliwag basically sums up how I was feeling. Man. Sticking to the Gen 1 Pokemon, I decided to hunt the Ekans line. And by that, I mean there happened to be an Ekans outbreak. Poliwag prepared me for a long hunt, but the game practically handed these shinies to me. I also got an extra Bellsprout and a Salandit. Don't get your hopes up, it was a male. I don't have a crazy story for this one, but I still want to show my appreciation for this line. With a Flying type sandwich, I found a second Yama. I already loved this shiny, but the Scarlet and Violet textures make this Pokemon look so good. This was one of my dream shinies, and I'm glad this DLC gave me the chance to catch it. So I found another Volibite outbreak, but this time it was really good. Yes, Bombirdier still spawned, but it was a lot less frequent than the last one. So the odds were completely in my favor, and there's basically no chance of me wasting my Herba Mystica on a shiny Bombardier. I shouldn't have said anything. I really did not want this Bombardier, so I didn't save before catching it because, not gonna lie, the Herba's worth more. With 1 minute left on the sandwich, I started to worry, but then I remembered that streamer luck is very real.
Like there is 30 seconds. No shot! No shot! Never mind. Bombardier's safe. Bombardier's safe. Let's go! Let's go!
I know I talk about being a Gen 5 fan every time I post, but like, come on. This line has one of the coolest designs for a bird. And shiny Manabuzz just looks so... such a good shiny. Now the following 2 Pokemon are quite forgettable, but they have always been on my shiny wishlist. Those 2 being Volbeat and Illumise. Since Illumise spawns a lot less frequently in the Violet version, I hunted it in the outbreak. And it came decently fast. So then I went to this spot to isolate Volbeat, which was also pretty fast. These 2 might be some of the most forgettable Pokemon, but at least appreciate that they have good shinies. So let's move on to a more popular Bug-type Pokemon. Its name rhymes with Thuggin. It took me like 2 hours total of hunting to find all 3 that I needed, but with the luck I've been having, there is no way I could complain. And to top it all off, Game Freak once again popped off with these new textures. Vikavolt is definitely one of the top 10 best shinies of this DLC, and funny fact, this Pokemon's name in French is Lucanon, That's like my name mixed with the word cannon. So cool. And Charjabug's eyes look oddly satisfying to me. Like, I could stare at them for hours and hours and hours and... Oh look, a shiny Morpeko! Despite all the crap I talk about Gen 8, this Pokemon is actually kind of cute. Like, don't you just want to snuggle with this little... Never mind then. I think it's about time I finish up with the rock types. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I just found out Macargo is also a rock type, so don't count that here. With the rock type sandwich, I found the final Geodude and Nosepass I needed to complete both of those lines. I feel just about the same for all 5 of these, and I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to find something bad to say, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I genuinely really like these Pokemon, but not as much as I like these guys. Some might say Seedot is lame, and I think you should take it back. If you mess with my boy, you mess with me. Got it? Okay. Since I already had one shiny Seedot, all I needed were 2 more, and with the best timing ever, this Nuzleaf outbreak appeared. The first Nuzleaf I found was a buzzer beater, and I really did not want to make another sandwich, so I tried to hunt it without Sparkle Power, which was a really wise decision. But I guess I need to explain myself. I used a Quick Ball to catch Seedot, which is something I really try not to do, but for some reason this line knows the move Explosion, so I want to play it safe. Sorry, it hurts me as much as it hurts you. Now here's something very interesting. This was around the time Pokemon Scarlet had their first event theme outbreaks. Yes, it's been that long, meaning that the whole map was covered with specific outbreaks. And this event started Clefairy, with a boosted chance of getting the upbeat mark, so I had to try it out. But before that, I tried a Cleffa outbreak. And I say tried because I didn't even get to finishing knocking out the 60 before a shiny one appeared. So I moved on right to the Clefairy outbreak. It took me a bit, but I eventually found a shiny. But a second one was taking a bit too long, so I eventually gave up. And no, I didn't get the upbeat mark. Remember how I mentioned there were 3 new Pokemon? I think it's about time we hunt Applin's new evolution, Diplin. But, like, I don't want to. I hate Lagtree Thicket, and Applin is so small, and I would have to find an outbreak, and its shiny blends up with the grass. Ooh, yay, I got one! So yeah, I already have a spare Applin, and with a syrupy apple, you'll get this amazing caramel apple. I like the green apple, but I think this looks so much better with the goldish yellow, and I'm not a fan of yellow, so that says something. If you started getting sick of my constant luck, you'll be excited to hear that I got really unlucky. I wanted to hunt the remaining water types I had to find, so I thought I would eventually find something with a water boosted sandwich. I thought wrong. I spent 4 hours running around and got nothing. I even tried a Corphish outbreak, but got cursed with 3 spawning at a time, so I took a break, meaning I went to sleep. After a bit more running around, I saw a ray of hope. A good Corphish outbreak. I had a chance to finish the line, but the game still made me work for it. I got 1 Corphish almost immediately, but it took me 2 more sandwiches to finally finish the line. I am a big fan of shiny Corphish, and I will fight you on this. I also love Kratom, but I would be lying if I told you this is a good shiny. It hurts, but I'm not a liar. Within the same sandwich, I was able to isolate Wooper, and succeeded in finding the 2nd best Pokemon based off an Axolotl. Shiny Wooper is too good of a shiny. I don't deserve it. Nobody deserves it. And yes, you look good too, Mr. Quagsire. You look great. Now I need to make sure I was getting my luck back, so I tried out a Sentret outbreak without using any sandwiches. I really wasn't expecting to find anything, but one appeared pretty fast. The second one took a while, but I was still able to find it with no Sammy. Words cannot explain how much I love these shinies. I might be a little biased because I love pink and purple shinies, but there's no way you can tell me these shinies are in any way mid or lower. I often think to myself, is shiny hunting rewarding? Like, I spent hours and hours doing it, and for what? Well, I do it for moments like these. I was just roaming around the map looking for a good possible spot to hunt White Stripe Basculin, and in the background, I noticed this Basculin looking a little bright. I thought it looked like that because of the Terra Pokemon right next to it, but then it swam away. And the colors stayed the same. The shiny I was dreading to hunt literally just popped up out of nowhere. And I wasn't even recording, so the Switch clips came in clutch here. It's these small moments that make this game worth playing. And no, I'm not hunting another one. Do you remember how I failed the shiny Slugma I caught? If you don't, go watch my previous video, but long story short, I didn't save after catching a shiny Slugma and lost it after resetting my game. But with this shiny Slugma right here, I finally made up for my past mistakes. And these shinies are looking crisp. While we're at it, might as well finish some other lines. We need one more Poliwag, so to make it less painful, I waited for the night so I could actually somewhat see the shiny. And it worked. I evolved this one to Politoed, another top 5 shiny of the DLC. I went back to the cave where I found Clefairy, and one of my viewers told me to look up the beta version of Wooper, and of course, the shiny popped up that exact second. All the shinies in the line look the same, nothing crazy, but I'm a fan. 7 out of 10. With a grass type sandwich, I isolated Sewaddle in the sacred spot, and found one in no time. But with nothing else showing up, I decided to finish the line later. I then thought to myself, why haven't I hunted the Mienfoo line yet? Yes, they are probably the most forgettable Gen 5 Pokemon, but its shiny is really good. So I found myself a Mienfoo outbreak and started hunting right away. This Pokemon gave me no trouble at all, and it only took me 2 sandwiches to get the whole line. I already thought Mienfoo looked good as a shiny, but I wasn't ready for how good shiny Mienshao looked like. But I mean, it is from the best Pokemon game in the franchise, so of course it's good. Here we are, the final 2. A Pokemon from my least favorite gen, and a Pokemon from my favorite. So of course I'm going to save the better one for last. But the bigger problem here is that Cramorant is a version exclusive. So I tried doing Masuda method, and I got a couple of boxes of eggs, and after going through 2, I gave up. Because one of my viewers offered to help me out, and they happened to have an outbreak, which was perfect. And within their first Sammy, they found one. I don't know, this Pokemon looks a little goofy to me, shiny or not, but hey, I'm glad I finally have it. Here we are, 95 shinies in. We only need one more. One more shiny Sewaddle is all I need. So let's return to the sacred spot to isolate this little worm.
Guys, we did it. We did it. This thing right here. That's the end of it era. End of an adventure. Y'all are here to experience it. We did it.
And there we have it. I shiny hunted every single returning Pokemon in the Teal DLC. It took me about a month in total, but we finally made it. Just when I thought I would finally be able to touch some grass, Game Freak gave us a release date for part 2 of the DLC, so I'll have to wait a little bit longer. And you might be wondering, after catching 96 shinies, how many of them were marked? Well,